Alright, we're gonna put the 018 to work doing some fitting today. I can't even remember the last time I did any groundwork with this thing. All she really does anymore is plant and pull a grain cart. That's really about it. I can't remember the last time we had the duals on it. But anyway, I'm gonna use a little brilliant here. I think it'll do a little bit better than the field cultivator. At least, hopefully. Had to steal a cylinder off the disc to put on it because they had an Oliver cylinder on it. Last time I used this thing was actually last year when I had to work some bean ground to replant. I blew the rod seal out of it and it was leaking oil, so I forgot to rebuild it, so I just put this on here for now. Luckily I had the long hoses on it because I stole the cylinder off my 10-foot disc first and the hoses were about 2 feet too short, so the one off the big disc is perfect. Move the combine, or move the 7300 over to the first bean field I want to work today, or want to try to run today. That turned into a little bit of a chore because some dumbass, may or may not have been me, left the key on for 2 weeks. Luckily the battery came right back once I put a charger on it, but still took about 30 minutes longer than I was expecting. But we had a little rain shower come through last night that lasted like 30 minutes. I don't know if it rained here or not. It was wet at my house when I got home from work this morning. But I don't know if I can do this one-handed or not. These things are kind of heavy. Hold on one second. But it wasn't really enough to get the ground wet, but it was just enough to set the beans back about another day. They're starting to crack at the top of the plant, but you get down about halfway and closer to the ground, they're still a little damp. Now, I don't want to run this thing too deep, so I'm gonna let's see what happened here real quick. You know, that's actually not that bad, just leaving it like that. Hell, let's try it. I don't know how fast I can pull it. Try 4C on that. I'm gonna have to probably use the 19 in the big field cultivator, because this thing keeps plugging up on bean stubble. Really need to go through and respace the tines on this thing, get a little bit more trash clearance. It'd be a lot more handy. So anyway, I'm gonna switch tractors and go from there. Damn it. I guess now that I made it pass real quick, before I bother getting the 19 out, we're gonna take a look at this and see how wet it really is. It didn't feel too bad on top. That spot right there is greasy, but that spot's, then it'll never dry out this time of year. I don't know, it's not that bad. I might give it one more day. Yeah, I'm thinking I might give it till tomorrow. I think that'll make a big difference. Like I say, we had that little bit of rain. It wasn't much. If it amounted to a tenth, I'd be surprised. But I think that set us back just enough. Otherwise, I'd have probably been fine. I'm a little bummed that that thing's plugging on the bean stubble. Honestly, if it hadn't got packed back down and rained on, it'd probably been fine. But now it's fighting hard pack. Plus, there was a couple of these plug piles from when I didn't have the chopper put together right. So I think I'm gonna give her one more day, because I'm probably gonna wait till Friday to try to cut beans after that. Well, I was hoping for tomorrow, but I called the elevator today and they're not taking them. He said they'll take, if I had a load, he said if I got started cutting and they turned out a little wet, he said if I had them above 15, he could take one load, but he said he couldn't take more than that. He said I'd really like to see them under 15, preferably 14. So probably gonna wait till Friday to try to hit beans, so I'll probably give this till tomorrow and we'll get this broke open, and hopefully by Sunday, Monday time frame we could be planting wheat. So I think that's my best course of action. So I guess we'll catch you guys tomorrow. All right, here we go again. I already got my depth set. I shallowed it up quite a bit. I'm just scratching the ground, basically just enough to loosen it up and level it off. Don't want to bring up anything that's too wet from underneath. So it's actually laying down fairly nice. It's a shade chunky, but it crumbles when you kick it. So give it a couple days more drying out and the drill will go right through them chunks and it'll be perfect. So and I went and checked beans before I came here. They're still a little on the doughy side. I'm hoping for tomorrow, but if they don't go tomorrow, I guess we'll be planting wheat tomorrow, and we'll try doing beans later in the weekend. But I'll just have to see how things play out. But anyway, everybody knows what the hell's going on here, so might as well get after it. field's done. It actually wasn't that bad. I mean, it wasn't super stellar, but I've seen worse. It really wasn't that much different than working it in the spring. The spots that normally work up chunky worked up kind of chunky. The spots that normally lay down flat like this laid down flat. It's drying out already. Really, the wettest spot in the whole field is right here at the corner where the tile outlet was. I was spinning right there, but stands to reason because right now with tile, when it's wet, the wettest spot's gonna be right over top of the tile because that's where all the water's getting drawn to get out of the field. When it's dry, it's gonna be driest right over top of the tile because that's where all the water has left. So, but that being said, if that tile wasn't in here, I'd have never worked this, because this would have been, this, especially this sand spot right here, this would have been a bottomless pit. Tile, worth every penny. So anyway, it's drier than it was when I disked it. I mean, there wasn't really any mud sticking to the tires, which surprised the hell out of me. This field we're gonna go to next might be a little different story, but unfortunately, this time of year when temperatures aren't really getting above 60 degrees, unless you have it broke open, it probably could have been another 5 days of drying with it crusted over like it was before you get to an ideal moisture to work it. And at that point, we're running into rain chances again. So get it broke open. Now that it's open, it'll do in a day what it would take 5 to do with it crusted over. So that's kind of why I want to find a cock shut disker, because I could have had this whole thing. I could have just came out here the day I disked it and planted it all in one pass, and it would have been done. So anyway, on to the next field. The big field honestly surprised me. I figured that was going to be kind of a hog waller, but overall it was as dry or drier than this field is. So, and there's no tile on that one, so. But anyway, it's time for me to go get ready for work. So you guys probably won't see this video till tomorrow, but I'll see you guys out cutting beans this evening. I'm no way. Anyway, camera battery is acted up on me 'cause it's cold. So long story short, saw some guys cutting beans. Got hopes about cutting beans tomorrow. Time will tell. So anyway, that's it for this one. We'll catch you guys on the next one.